Man, I'm dominating. I'm here to lead the best way I can, on and off the court. I love my teammates to death, and I got my teammates back.
Shaquille O'Neal saw it before anyone else could even imagine it. Deandre Ayton, a generational talent, ready to dominate the NBA. But what happened? People ignored Shaq's warnings, doubting Ayton's potential to take over the NBA. Fast forward to today, and Ayton is proving his doubters wrong in the league. But has he done enough to shut them all up? Let's break down exactly why Shaq was spot on about Deandre Ayton and why the world was blind to what could have been the NBA's next true dominant force. When Deandre Ayton declared for the 2018 NBA draft, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the loudest voices proclaiming that this kid was special. But here's the kicker: no one listened. Critics didn't see what Shaq saw. The media was more interested in hyping up NBA prospects like Luka, Dončić, and Trae Young. Ayton? Just another big man, they said. But Shaq knew better. He saw a future Hall of Famer in Ayton, someone who could become the cornerstone of any NBA franchise. It wasn't just praise for the sake of it. Shaq was drawing from his own legendary NBA experience. When Shaq, one of the most dominant forces in NBA history, says a big man has potential, you listen. But people didn't, and now they're paying the price for overlooking him. Shaq predicted Ayton would dominate with his size, his skill, and his mentality. He knew Ayton had the mental toughness to withstand the pressures of the league, even if no one else did. But while Ayton slowly worked on his craft, the world slept on him, choosing to focus on flashier NBA stars. Shaq, though, saw what was coming. And now we're starting to see exactly why Shaq never doubted Ayton for a second. Let's talk size. At 7 feet tall and 250 pounds, Deandre Ayton is a beast, plain and simple. Shaq knew from day one that Ayton's size would be one of his greatest weapons. But this isn't just about being tall. Ayton's physicality gives him a massive edge over most NBA centers. He doesn't just stand in the paint, he dominates it. And here's where it gets frustrating. Why didn't more people see this coming? Ayton had the physical gifts that most players could only dream of, yet he was constantly overlooked. Imagine having the kind of physical presence that can alter NBA games by simply standing under the rim. That's the impact Ayton has. His ability to battle on both ends of the floor is exactly what Shaq said he would do, yet analysts brushed him off. It's crazy to think how many NBA teams have struggled to find a dominant center. Yet the Phoenix Suns had Ayton right in front of them, ready to become the league's next powerhouse. Shaq knew that Ayton had the physical tools, but it wasn't just about size. It was about using that size in a way that impacts every aspect of the game. And Ayton was built for that. Ayton's offensive game is where things really start to get interesting. Sure, when he entered the NBA, people knew he could score in the paint. But what they didn't see coming was his ability to stretch the floor. Shaq always believed that for a big man to be truly dominant in today's NBA, they couldn't be one-dimensional. And Ayton, he's anything but. Developing a mid-range jumper that makes NBA defenses respect him outside the paint is what sets him apart. Averaging 16.7 points per game, Ayton has proven he can score at will. But here's the catch. He's only scratching the surface of his potential. His offensive game is still evolving, and if he can tap into that full arsenal, we could be looking at a player who completely changes the center position. The frustration is palpable. How many times has he flown under the radar while others get the NBA headlines? Shaq called it from day one. Ayton has the tools to be an offensive juggernaut, and the NBA just wasn't ready to listen. There's no denying it. Ayton is a rebounding machine, averaging 11.1 rebounds per game. Ayton consistently ranks among the best in the NBA. His ability to secure boards on both ends of the floor not only gives his team second-chance points, but also allows them to control the pace of the game. Shaq always emphasized that rebounding was key to controlling NBA games. With Ayton's size and athleticism, he should be the guy everyone's talking about when it comes to dominating the boards. But once again, the media chooses to focus on flashy stats rather than what actually wins NBA games. Ayton's rebounding is the backbone of his team's defense and offense, and Shaq's predictions about Ayton's dominance on the boards were spot on. Instead of praising Ayton, though, the narrative often shifts elsewhere. It's baffling, really. Ayton's presence on the boards is what NBA championship teams are built around, but somehow it gets lost in the noise. Let's not forget about defense. Ayton has developed into a true defensive anchor, averaging 1.6 blocks per game and altering countless shots at the rim. But what's frustrating is how little attention this gets. Defense wins championships, right? Shaq knew that Ayton could be a game changer on the defensive end. His ability to protect the rim and make opposing players think twice before driving to the basket is invaluable in today's NBA. So why isn't Ayton being talked about more as one of the league's elite NBA defenders? The stats are there, the impact is there, yet somehow Ayton's defensive prowess flies under the radar. Shaq saw this potential from the start. He knew that Ayton could be one of the NBA's premier shot blockers and rim protectors. It's time everyone else caught up and realized what Shaq has been saying all along. Ayton is the defensive anchor NBA teams dream of having. Here's where the story takes a twist. Ayton has had his fair share of injury struggles, and these setbacks have led to doubts about his durability. But here's the thing. When Ayton is healthy, he's a force of nature. Shaq saw the potential for greatness despite the challenges. Injuries happen to every great NBA player, but it's how they bounce back that defines them. And Ayton? He's bounced back time and time again. Sure, injuries have slowed his momentum, but they haven't stopped him from proving Shaq's predictions right. When he's on the court, Ayton shows flashes of brilliance that remind us of what he can be. The injuries may have slowed him down, but they haven't taken away his ability to dominate. The only question now is, how far can he go if he stays healthy? This is where the magic happens. When the lights shine brightest, Ayton steps up. His NBA playoff performances have been nothing short of impressive, delivering crucial contributions on both ends of the floor. Shaq always said that true greatness is proven in the playoffs, and Ayton has shown he's capable of rising to the occasion. But again, where's the recognition? Ayton has had key moments that have helped his team in high-stakes NBA playoff games, yet the focus is always on someone else. The reality is this: Ayton has the potential to be one of the most impactful NBA playoff performers, but he's often overlooked. Shaq knew that Ayton had the mentality and skill to dominate when it matters most, and if the rest of the world caught up, they'd see it too. Deandre Ayton should be in every conversation about the best NBA centers, right alongside Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. And yet, he's constantly left out of that debate. Shaq knew from the beginning that Ayton had the potential to rival these guys, but somehow that comparison never materializes in the media. Let's be real. Ayton's skill set puts him on the same level as these elite NBA centers. He's got the size, the athleticism, the offensive game, and the defensive impact. So why isn't he being mentioned in the same breath as Embiid or Jokic? It's time to give Ayton the respect he deserves. Shaq saw it, and it's about time the rest of the NBA caught up. Now Ayton finds himself in a position where leadership is expected of him, especially as a key player on the Portland Trail Blazers. Shaq always stressed that a great center isn't just a great player, they're a leader. Ayton has the chance to embrace that role, guiding younger NBA players and leading his team both on and off the court. This is the final piece of the puzzle that Shaq always believed Ayton would put together. The talent is there, the skills are there, and now it's about stepping up as a leader. If Ayton embraces this role, there's no limit to how far he can go. Shaq's vision for Ayton wasn't just about physical dominance, it was about being the heart and soul of an NBA team. Now Ayton has the opportunity to fulfill that vision. So what's next for Deandre Ayton? With continued development and a focus on staying healthy, there's no reason why Ayton can't reach his full potential and become one of the best NBA centers of his generation. Shaq's early endorsement of Ayton was never just hype. It was a calculated prediction from someone who knows what it takes to succeed in the NBA. The question now is, will Ayton fully embrace that potential? He has the tools, the skills, and the mindset to be a dominant force in the NBA for years to come. But as we've seen, the path to greatness is filled with challenges. The talent is there. Now it's time for Ayton to seize it. And when he does, the NBA world will finally have to admit what Shaq has known all along. Deandre Ayton is the real deal. Shaquille O'Neal's early predictions about Deandre Ayton weren't just hopeful guesses. They were spot on. Ayton has lived up to many of the expectations placed on him, and his NBA journey is far from over. The question is, will Ayton fully realize the potential that Shaq saw in him? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Shaq's faith in Ayton was never misplaced.
LeBron, as you mentioned, as the hub, has 8 of those. Staring down Wembanyama. One for the generations. A moment of posterity there.
When LeBron James first praised Victor Wembanyama, calling him special and predicting greatness, many people brushed it off as just more hype surrounding the NBA's next big thing.
Always something a little special about going against #1 picks. You, of course, have seen 20 of them since you were. What did you make of Vic tonight?
I've said it from the beginning that he's special, and he has an unbelievable coach that's going to make sure that he does things the right way, play the game the right way, and he's going to continue to develop. But he's already special, but he's going to continue to get better and better and better, each and every game, each and every year that he steps on this floor.
Fast forward to today, and Victor Wembanyama has been voted the unanimous NBA Rookie of the Year. Now it's crystal clear, LeBron wasn't just hyping the young star, he saw the future of basketball right in front of him. Wembanyama's Rookie of the Year win is more than just an accolade. It's a confirmation that LeBron's early predictions about this generational talent were spot on. So why didn't anyone listen to LeBron? Let's break down how Wembanyama has proven LeBron totally right. LeBron James has always been ahead of the curve when it comes to recognizing talent. When he first saw Victor Wembanyama play, LeBron didn't hold back. He called Wembanyama special and even described him as more like an alien because of his unique combination of size, skill, and athleticism.
Everybody, we're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien. I've never seen, no one has ever seen anyone as tall as he is, but as fluid and as graceful he is out on the floor. That's 7'4" or 7'5" or 7'3", whatever the case may be. His ability to put the ball on the floor.
After their first matchup, LeBron remarked that the San Antonio Spurs had gotten a good one, and boy, was he right. Yet despite LeBron's praise for Victor Wembanyama, not everyone took it seriously. Maybe they thought it was just another case of a hyped prospect who wouldn't live up to expectations. But as we've seen throughout his rookie season, Victor Wembanyama is far more than just hype. With his unanimous NBA Rookie of the Year win, Wembanyama has shown that LeBron's early assessment wasn't just hyperbole, it was prophetic. LeBron went a step further, calling Victor Wembanyama a generational talent.
His ability to put the ball on the floor, shoot step-back jumpers out of the post, step-back threes, catch and shoot threes, block shots. He's for sure a generational talent, and hopefully he continues to stay healthy. That's what's most important.
This wasn't just some throwaway compliment. LeBron was talking about a player who would come along once in a generation and change the landscape of the NBA. Now, with Wembanyama's Rookie of the Year win, it's clear that this generational talent is real. In his first season, Wembanyama has done things we've rarely, if ever, seen from a rookie. His ability to score from anywhere on the floor, block shots, and rebound is incredible. LeBron wasn't just making noise when he talked about Wembanyama's potential. He was accurately describing what this young player would become. And now, with the unanimous Rookie of the Year title to his name, Wembanyama has lived up to every bit of that generational status. LeBron's early assessment of Victor Wembanyama didn't stop at calling him a generational talent. He also pointed out how Wembanyama's skill set is unlike any player we've ever seen. At 7'4", Wembanyama can shoot threes like a guard, block shots like a big man, and dribble like a point guard. LeBron wasn't exaggerating when he said that Wembanyama is more like an alien than just a basketball unicorn. Now, with Victor Wembanyama's Rookie of the Year award, it's clear that this unique combination of skills is already making him one of the most dangerous players on the court. His ability to stretch the floor with his shooting while dominating defensively with his shot blocking has given the San Antonio Spurs an edge. LeBron knew this from day one, and now the entire basketball world is seeing just how right he was. It's not just the Rookie of the Year award that defines Wembanyama's season. it's the record-breaking performances that got him there. Early in his rookie season, Wembanyama became the youngest player in NBA history to record a 5x5 game, meaning he had at least 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks in a single game. This all-around dominance was exactly what LeBron predicted when he first spoke about Wembanyama. One of the key concerns people had about Victor Wembanyama entering the NBA was his physique. At 7'4", Wembanyama had a slender frame, and many questioned whether he could handle the physicality of the league. But as LeBron noted early on, Wembanyama's work ethic would help him overcome any physical limitations. And sure enough, during his rookie season, Wembanyama has transformed his body to better compete against the league's most physical players. This physical transformation has played a huge part in Victor Wembanyama's Rookie of the Year success. He's not just relying on his height and wingspan, he's building the strength necessary to go toe-to-toe with the NBA's toughest competition. LeBron's early prediction that Wembanyama's dedication would guide his development has been spot on, and this is only the beginning of what Wembanyama will accomplish. While a lot of the attention on Victor Wembanyama has been focused on his offensive abilities, LeBron was one of the first to highlight how dominant Wembanyama would be on defense. And once again, LeBron's prediction has come true. Wembanyama leads the NBA in blocks and is consistently one of the top performers in defensive metrics like defensive win shares and box plus minus. This defensive prowess is what has truly set Wembanyama apart in his Rookie of the Year campaign. He's not just a scorer or a flashy player, he's a game changer on both ends of the floor. LeBron knew that Wembanyama's ability to protect the rim and disrupt opponents would make him one of the most dangerous players in the league, and we've seen exactly that throughout his rookie season. One of the less talked about aspects of Victor Wembanyama's game is his incredible basketball IQ. LeBron was quick to point this out, saying that Wembanyama plays with a maturity and understanding of the game that's rare for someone so young. Throughout his rookie season, Wembanyama has shown a knack for reading defenses, making smart passes, and anticipating plays before they even happen. Wembanyama's high basketball IQ has been a huge factor in his ability to adapt so quickly to the NBA. While many rookies struggle to adjust to the speed and complexity of the game, Wembanyama has thrived. This is another area where LeBron's early praise was spot on. He recognized that Wembanyama wasn't just physically gifted, but also one of the smartest players on the court. The mutual respect between LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama has been one of the more intriguing storylines of the season. After each matchup between the two, we've seen both players express admiration for one another. LeBron has continued to praise Wembanyama even after he won Rookie of the Year, while Wembanyama has spoken openly about his respect for LeBron as one of the greatest players in NBA history.
Speaking of LeBron, he called you a special talent. Now that you have gone against him in the regular season, what was that like? In addition to hearing that praise, did it make that matchup even more special for you?
Yeah, just playing against him, and I think every player of like my generation feels the same. Playing against LeBron, guys like LeBron, but especially him, make the matchup very special and yeah, kind of surreal sometimes just to see guys like that in real life.
This relationship between Wembanyama and LeBron is more than just two superstars exchanging compliments. It's a mentorship of sorts. Wembanyama is learning from one of the best to ever play the game, and having someone like LeBron in his corner is only going to help him grow even more. This respect between the two players is a key part of Wembanyama's development and future success. Now that Victor Wembanyama has been named NBA Rookie of the Year, the expectations for his future are sky high. He's already shown that he can live up to the hype. But the question now is, how far can he go? With his combination of size, skill, basketball IQ, and work ethic, there's no limit to what Wembanyama can achieve. MVP awards and championships are not just possibilities, they're expectations. LeBron's early praise of Wembanyama wasn't just about what he could do as a rookie, it was about what he could become over the course of his career. With this unanimous Rookie of the Year award under his belt, Wembanyama has set the bar incredibly high, not just for himself, but for every future rookie coming into the NBA. So what's next for Victor Wembanyama? With his Rookie of the Year season in the books and LeBron James firmly in his corner, the future looks brighter than ever. The next step is continuing to improve, building on his already elite skill set and leading the San Antonio Spurs to greater success. There's already talk about Wembanyama competing for MVP in the coming seasons, and with the trajectory he's on, it's hard to argue against that possibility. LeBron saw this potential from the very beginning. He knew that Wembanyama wasn't just another rookie, he was the future of basketball. Now, with the unanimous NBA Rookie of the Year award and a season full of record-breaking performances, the rest of the world is finally starting to see what LeBron saw all along. Victor Wembanyama is not just living up to the hype, he's redefining what it means to be the future of the NBA. LeBron James knew it before anyone else. Victor Wembanyama was destined for greatness. With a unanimous NBA Rookie of the Year award under his belt, Wembanyama has proven that LeBron's early words weren't just predictions, they were the truth. The NBA is changing, and Wembanyama is at the center of it. If you didn't listen to LeBron then, you should start paying attention now, because this is just the beginning of Victor Wembanyama's reign.
Arena is erupting. LeBron to Curry to quieten things down. Of course, Steph Curry with the three.
LeBron James and Stephen Curry, two of the biggest names in basketball history. For years, they battled it out in the NBA Finals. But in 2024, something nobody ever expected happened. They teamed up for the first time on the international stage, leading Team USA to Olympic glory. Their partnership may have changed everything, not just for their legacies, but for the future of the NBA itself. And that's not all. LeBron's son Bronny is fighting for his place in the Lakers roster, and the Lakers are exploring huge trade moves. Let's dive into how these storylines are shaking up the league. LeBron James and Stephen Curry are no strangers to high-stakes games, but the 2024 Paris Olympics marked the first time they teamed up for a common goal, bringing home gold for Team USA. For years, these two were seen as fierce rivals, with Curry's Warriors facing LeBron's Cavaliers in multiple NBA Finals battles. Their final showdowns were legendary, but no one thought we'd ever see them play together. And yet there they were, side by side, leading Team USA in one of the most competitive Olympic basketball tournaments in recent history. France, Spain, and Australia all had their eyes on gold, but it was the combined leadership of LeBron and Curry that sealed the deal for Team USA. LeBron, now nearing the twilight of his career, called playing alongside Curry a dream come true and one of the highlights of his basketball journey.
It was everything and more. I was super excited to be able to finally team up with him, you know, in a win or die type atmosphere, and that's what it was. You know, being a part of Olympics, and it was everything that I dreamed of and inspired to want to be a part of that team along with Steph. Great memories, something that I remember from my basketball career for the rest of my life, for sure.
The gold medal was the fourth consecutive one for Team USA, but for LeBron and Curry, it was more than just another accolade. It was a testament to how far they had come, not just as rivals, but as two of the most influential players of their generation. Their ability to put aside past competition and work together flawlessly showed the world what can happen when legends team up. After the Olympic victory, fans couldn't help but wonder, could we see LeBron and Curry on the same NBA team? When asked about this, LeBron's response was as blunt as ever. I have no idea.
In the circumstances of you with the Lakers and with the Warriors, like, do you think, could it ever happen again? What? You guys be teammates? No, I have no idea.
It might sound non-committal, but the reality of the situation makes such a partnership unlikely. Curry recently extended his contract with the Warriors through the 2026-27 season, while LeBron remains deeply tied to the Lakers. The logistics of bringing these two together would be a nightmare for any front office. Salary caps, trades, and roster moves would make this dream scenario almost impossible. But as we've seen with their Olympic team up, sometimes the impossible does happen in basketball. Meanwhile, another James is working hard to carve out his own NBA path, LeBron's son, Bronny James. While the hype surrounding Bronny's entry into the league was massive, his preseason performance has raised concerns. He struggled to find his rhythm on the court, with shooting percentages as low as 9% and a 13 plus-minus rating. For a rookie fighting for a spot in the Lakers' rotation, these numbers don't inspire much confidence. Bronny himself has acknowledged that he needs to boost his confidence and adjust to the pressures of playing at the NBA level. With the regular season fast approaching, the clock is ticking for him to prove that he belongs. If he can't turn things around, there's a real possibility he could be sent to the G League, a tough blow for a young player under the immense shadow of his father. The Lakers are set to begin their regular season on October 22nd, and as of now, Bronny's role remains uncertain. After being drafted as the 55th overall pick, he's struggled to contribute offensively. He's gone scoreless in his last 2 preseason appearances, which isn't the way to make a case for staying on the main roster. The Lakers coaching staff will be keeping a close eye on Bronny over the next few weeks, but the pressure is mounting. If he can't step up his game soon, the G League might be his next stop. And for a player with so many expectations on his shoulders, the stakes couldn't be higher. While Bronny fights for his place, the Lakers are also looking at other moves to shore up their front court. Anthony Davis remains the centerpiece of the Lakers' defense, but the team knows they need more help. This has sparked rumors of potential trades to bring in players like Charlotte's Nick Richards, known for his rebounding and pick-and-roll prowess, and Portland's Robert Williams III, a former all-defensive center with elite rim protection skills. However, there's a problem. The Lakers have limited trade assets and salary cap constraints. Players like Cam Reddish, Jalen Hood-Schifino, or even Gabe Vincent could be used in trade packages to make room for a new front court addition, but pulling off these deals won't be easy. The Lakers front office will need to get creative if they want to add the missing pieces to their lineup. One name that's been floated as a potential solution is Toronto Raptors' Kelly Olynyk. Olynyk is a stretch-forward center with solid three-point shooting ability, something the Lakers could use to complement Anthony Davis. Last season, Olynyk shot 37.8% from beyond the arc, making him a valuable offensive weapon. But acquiring Olynyk could be tricky. The Lakers would likely need to involve a third team to offload players like Cam Reddish or other pieces, making this trade a bit more complex. If they can pull it off, though, Olynyk could be the floor-spacing big man, and the Lakers need to take some pressure off Davis. During the 2023-2024 season, another rumor caused shockwaves through the NBA: LeBron James being traded to the Golden State Warriors. It sounded like something straight out of a fantasy basketball draft, but for a brief moment, it gained traction. Anthony Davis himself admitted how strange it was to hear LeBron's name in trade talks for the first time in his career. In the end, both Lakers GM Rob Pelinka and LeBron's agent Rich Paul quickly shut down any possibility of the trade happening. But for a few days, the idea of LeBron suiting up alongside Curry for a full NBA season sent fans into a frenzy. The rumor may have died down, but it served as a reminder of how unpredictable the NBA can be. As the 2024-2025 season approaches, the Lakers are counting on a healthy Anthony Davis to lead their defense. After playing 76 games last season, the most since joining the Lakers, Davis is ready to prove that he can be the franchise cornerstone. Alongside LeBron and Rui Hachimura in the front court, Davis will have a crucial role in the team's success this season. One major change for the Lakers is the arrival of J.J. Redick as their new head coach. Redick has impressed early on with his leadership and attention to detail, but concerns remain about the assistant coaching staff he's assembled. Scouts have noted that the Lakers struggled to land top assistant candidates during the offseason, which could be a problem for Redick, a first-time head coach. Despite those concerns, one positive sign for the Lakers is the buy-in from LeBron James and the rest of the team. Last season, under Darvin Ham, the locker room reportedly lost faith in the coaching staff, with LeBron openly criticizing the approach. But with Redick in charge, there's a noticeable shift in morale. LeBron and the players are showing real belief in Redick's system, which could make all the difference as the Lakers navigate a challenging season. If the team can maintain this positive atmosphere, they could exceed expectations, even with Redick's inexperience as a head coach. However, the success of the season will largely depend on how well Redick can handle the pressure and how quickly the team adapts to his style of play. LeBron and Curry's Olympic partnership was a moment in basketball history that will never be forgotten. But as we look toward the upcoming NBA season, so many questions remain. Will Bronny find his place in the Lakers' rotation, Or will he be sent to the G League? Can the Lakers pull off a big trade to strengthen their front court? And most importantly, how will LeBron and Anthony Davis navigate yet another season in their storied careers? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The 2024-2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable yet.